Deep in the heart of the Appalachian Mountains, a hiker vanished without a trace. No one saw it happen. No one heard a sound. One moment, he was walking a quiet forest trail. The next, he was gone. His name was Daniel Whitaker, and his story became one of the most mysterious disappearances in modern history. For 6 long years, there were no leads, no clues, no answers. Until now. What happened deep in those dark woods? And what strange signal has just been picked up near a hidden cave? This story will leave you questioning everything. The Appalachian Mountains are beautiful, but they hide many secrets. Stretching over 2,000 miles, these ancient hills are full of twisting paths, deep valleys, and caves, so dark even light seems afraid to enter. Every year, people report strange things, hear disappearing hikers, weird noises, even sightings of people who look lost in time. But Daniel's case was different. He wasn't just lost. It was as if the earth swallowed him whole. Daniel was no rookie. He had hiked all over the East Coast. He had carried all the right gear, knew the terrain, and even left a map with his planned route. He was smart, careful, and loved the outdoors. That's what made his disappearance so shocking. He was last seen walking toward a narrow trail that wound past a place called Red Pine Hollow, a spot few people ever visit. Locals say it's cursed. Daniel never came back. Search teams were sent. Helicopters flew overhead. Drones scanned the forest. Augs picked up nothing. Not a sock, not a backpack, not even a footprint. The forest was silent. The case went cold. His family held on to hope, but with every passing year, the silence grew louder. The news stopped covering it. Most people forgot. But the mountains didn't forget. And neither did something else. Something watching from the dark. 6 years later, a group of content creators decided to film a documentary about hidden caves in the Appalachians. They weren't looking for Daniel. They didn't even know his story. But something was about to lead them right into it. One night, while setting up camp near a cave they found by accident, their equipment picked up a strange signal. It wasn't random static. It had rhythm, like tapping, like Morse code. The sound sent chills down their spines. The signal was coming from deep inside the cave. It was steady, repeating, like someone or something was calling out. They followed it, carefully stepping over rocks and ducking under low ceilings. The cave was damp and cold, and the air felt heavy. Their flashlights flickered. One of them said it felt like the cave was breathing. Then the signal stopped. And that's when they found a small, rusted box, hidden under a pile of stones. Inside the box was something no one expected. A photo of a man, dirty, tired, but alive. It was Daniel Whitaker. His eyes were hollow, but he was smiling. Behind him was the same cave they had just entered. On the back of the photo, a date just weeks after he vanished. He had been alive, and he had been here. The team was stunned. What was this place? Why hadn't anyone found this box before? They turned to leave, but their gear started failing. GPS went dead. Their compass spun in circles. The forest outside was thick with fog, and then they saw something moving between the trees. A shape. Human. Watching. But when they called out, it disappeared. They made it back to safety, but just barely. And when they checked the video footage, there was more. A heat signature. Human-shaped. Standing behind them in the cave. Just for a moment. The video went viral overnight. Millions of people watched it. Theories exploded online. Was Daniel still alive? Was he being held by someone or something? Paranormal experts, survivalists, even former military officers all gave their thoughts. But one thing was clear. Something strange was in that cave, and the signal was real. And what's even more chilling, that same signal has started again. Same rhythm, same cave, same warning. Something is still down there. Something that doesn't want to be found. Or maybe something that does. The forest is calling again, and this time more people are listening. Ask ChatGPT. The explorers couldn't sleep after what they experienced. Cave wasn't just a dark hole in the mountain. It felt alive. It's like it had a mind of its own. The more they reviewed the footage, the more questions they had. There were symbols on the walls no one had noticed before, circles with lines through them, carved deep into the stone. One symbol even matched the back of the photo they found. It wasn't just a mark. It was a message. But what was it trying to say? After sharing their story online, messages began flooding in. Locals from small towns near the area told similar tales. They spoke of strange lights in the woods, tapping sounds at night, and people vanishing for days and coming back confused. One man, an old hunter, sent them a hand-drawn map of an old mine system hidden beneath Red Pine Hollow. He said his grandfather once told him, "There are places under those mountains where time doesn't move right." Nobody believed him, until now. Driven by curiosity and pressure from fans, the explorers returned to the cave. This time they brought better gear, more people, and backup power. But something felt off the moment they stepped into the forest. It was too quiet, no birds, no wind. Even their walkie-talkies began to buzz with static before they reached the cave. When they got inside, they noticed something horrifying. The symbols had changed. There were more of them, fresh ones. Like someone or something had added them recently. As they moved deeper into the cave, the signal returned. Louder, clearer. This time, it was repeating a single word in Morse code. Trapped. Over and over. Trapped. The message was desperate, sad, human. The air felt colder the deeper they went. One explorer began shaking uncontrollably and said he could hear whispering. Another claimed he saw a shadow crawl across the wall without making a sound. They wanted to turn back, but the signal kept calling. They reached a chamber deeper than last time. It looked man-made. The walls were smooth. In the center was a large stone slab with handprints, many of them pressed into the dust. Some small like a child's, others far too large. On one side of the wall was a name scratched into the stone. Daniel. The group froze. It was real. He had been there. One of them broke down crying. It was all becoming too much. Suddenly all the lights shut off at once. Total darkness. Their backup gear wouldn't turn on. Cameras died. Phones turned off. They were trapped in silence and blackness. Then, from deep in the tunnel, came a soft tapping, slow, deliberate. Then it sped up and sped up more, until it was right beside them. Someone screamed. When the lights flickered back for a split second, they saw what looked like a man in the corner barefoot, skin pale, eyes wide open. Then darkness again. They ran, blind, stumbling through the tunnel with only the sound of their own breath and the tapping behind them. Somehow, they made it out. But they left something behind. One of their team members, Adam, was missing. He had been right there, just steps away. But when they reached daylight, he was gone. It's just like Daniel. Search teams went in after, but found nothing. Just the symbols. And the dust. Now the story has exploded. People from all over the world are investigating the Red Pine Cave. Reddit threads, podcasts, live streams. Everyone wants to know what's really happening. The hashtag #FindAdam is trending. And every few days, the signal starts again. Same rhythm, same location. Some believe it's Daniel. Others think it's Adam now, trapped the same way. But no one can explain how or why this is happening. One thing is clear. Something is waiting inside that cave. Something ancient. Something that's been watching for a long time. It knows when you're near. It calls out and wants you answer.
Faster, let go.
The explorers want to go back. They want answers. But the forest seems to be changing. New trails appear. Old ones vanish. Time moves strangely. And at night, people say they hear tapping. Always tapping. It's really in that cave. Is it a warning? It's a trap or something much worse? Whatever it is, it's not done. And the deeper we go, the louder it calls. Now, people from around the country are flocking to the Appalachian region, not tourist truth seekers. Paranormal teams, cryptid hunters, survivalists, and even former military scouts have set up base near the forest's edge. They've brought thermal drones, motion sensors, and satellite gear to try and map what's under the ground. But strangely, none of the tech works for long. Batteries drain within minutes. Compasses spin wildly. The most experienced teams report the same strange thing: lost time. Some groups have returned from short hikes thinking they were gone for an hour, only to find out an entire day had passed. One researcher claimed he saw the sun freeze in the sky, then suddenly disappear like it skipped a beat. Another team placed markers along a path, and when circling back, found the markers had been moved, rearranged in a pattern. Spiral. The same spiral that now appears carved into trees, rocks, and cave walls. It's the same symbol found on Daniel's photo. Local authorities have tried to shut down access to the area. It's for safety reasons, they say. But people believe something else is going on. Late-night viewers captured black helicopters flying low over the forest. A private company with no clear name has set up a research tent nearby. Guards won't answer questions. At night, bright lights can be seen flashing in the trees, flashes that don't make a sound. Whatever's inside that cave isn't just mysterious, it's being watched. Daniel's family has come forward again, hoping to finally find peace. His sister believes he's still alive, or that some part of him is. She's asked the explorers to bring back any item they find linked to him. In a live stream, she held the old photo and said softly, "If you're out there, we're still looking." Viewers around the world joined in. Comments flooded the stream. Thousands of people are now emotionally tied to this story, and many believe this is no longer just a disappearance, it's a discovery of something bigger. And now something terrifying has happened. A night hiker live-streamed a trip near Red Pine Cave. He was calm, chatting with viewers, making jokes, but halfway through he went silent. He stared into the camera, pale, eyes wide, whispering, "It's behind me." The stream cut to black. No one's heard from him since. His phone was later found on a rock still recording. The last sound captured was the tapping. Experts are now calling this area a hot zone, not just for paranormal activity, but for something they can't even name. Some say it's a rift to tear between dimensions. Others say it's an ancient consciousness. But one researcher said something that chilled everyone. It's not the cave that is dangerous, it's what the cave contains. And based on new recordings, the signal has changed. It now repeats two words: help us. Multiple heat signatures have been recorded deep underground. Always the same still, human-shaped, unmoving, as if standing guard, or maybe trapped. Daniel might not be the only one. There could be more. Dozens, maybe even hundreds. The timeline is unclear. Some researchers suggest this cave system is tied to missing persons cases from the 1800s. Old newspapers tell of hikers vanishing near the same region over 100 years ago. Were they the first, or just the first known? Every day more clues come to light. A broken watch found in a stream, stopped at 3:03 a.m. A voice recording of a man softly humming a lullaby in the woods. And even footprints, bare feet, human, but with toes stretched long and wide, as if adapted to walking underground. These things don't just suggest survival, they suggest change. If Daniel is still alive, he may no longer be the same. This story has captured the internet's full attention. TikToks, YouTube videos, podcasts, millions are following the trail. But with attention comes danger. People are risking their lives to explore the cave, to hear the signal, to make contact. And with every visit, the mystery grows, because some who go in don't come back, and those who do, they return quieter, distant, as if part of them is still down there. The last team that entered the cave sent one final message before losing contact. Just 3 chilling words: "It sees you." Since then, the cave has gone silent. No signal, no heat signatures, nothing, like it's sleeping or waiting. But if history repeats, and it always does, the signal will return. And when it does, the real story might finally begin. Ask ChatGPT.